Have you ever built your own guitar? I'm going to try to debate with myself whether that's a good idea or not. I can tell you the story about this project. This is a made in Mexico 60s Stratocaster reissue body that I got on eBay for probably about $300, maybe 15 years ago. Who knows? Time is weird. Then this is a 60s, a 68 reissue Telecaster neck made in Mexico. Again from eBay, probably about $250. I should add these up as I go. Maybe I will do that just for entertainment. So let's say the body was 300, the neck is 250. I don't remember. I don't know. So there's 550 right there. All right. Now, of course, it's a Telecaster neck, and it's kind of squared off here while the Strat is more round, so it doesn't fit perfectly. But my reason to make this guitar was personal. I'm trying to do a tribute to an actual 65 Strat with an actual 68 Tele neck that I had that was in this color. So it's just a tribute, so it's kind of personal, so it was meaningful to me. Let's see, the tuners. I decided to get Spurzels. I don't know what those cost. Well, maybe, I don't know if it's $100. We'll just round it up to 100. Ended up with Kinman noiseless pickups. I suppose those were 300. I don't know. So what do we got? Anyway, it's going to add up. Then I decided to replace the normal stock Strat whammy, which I had, for a Kinman, or a Callahan. Very supposed to be extreme high quality. I do like the feel of it. These screws are not, these set screws on the saddles are not too tall, so it's not ripping the base of my hand up. The bar just stays in place. That's one of the things I like the most. It doesn't flop and swing. I got some supposed to be raw vintage springs. I don't know what those cost. So anyway, the bridge was maybe, I'm just going to call it, I'm going to round up a little bit, 200. These springs were maybe 25. I'm not going to add that because I think it will offset. The pick guard, I don't know, $30. We'll call it 50. And then I did have it refretted at one time just because I was fighting it. I just couldn't get it to play well, so that was probably, we'll call it 300. And I've had it set up other times. We'll call that 100. All the electronics, switches and stuff, that's probably, I don't know, we'll call it 50. So what we got? 550, 400. What we got? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. About 1650 into this, plus a case. 1750, we'll call it. All right, whatever. I have used it at many gigs. I always say if I have to go out and play in some bad weather or some sort of a rough gig, or I've just got to grab something and go, this guy it'll get the job done. But again, it's been a struggle to keep it playable, and the pickups are kind of neat because they're noiseless, but the tone isn't that inspiring. The thing sounds a little dead. Basically, I've had to fight it the whole time. But it is the right color. It's got that nice green pick guard, and the finish off the back of the neck is sanded off, so all the hassle I've had to do just to keep it playable is really a lot of time, a lot of hassle, a lot of just kind of trying different strings out and swapping them out. So, you probably have, every story's going to be unique when you build a guitar. If I could do this over again, I might just have maybe a body made that would fit that neck, that flatness of the telly neck, or maybe I could modify this. I'd probably do a body that was nitro finish and watch it age and maybe turn a little green. Looks kind of brand newish to me, but because it's a poly finish, I didn't think about that. But I did end up with nice large frets, and it is very playable. There's no dead spots on the neck. So for 1850, whatever, 1750, it's kind of hard to balance it out. Just know if you do get into this, try to plan it so that you get parts that really complement each other. Sometimes people slap on kind of odd modifications that really look out of place, and that's going to affect the resale. You're probably saying, well, I'm not going to sell it. Okay, that's fair enough. If I was going to sell this, I could add up the parts and say, look, I've got 1750 in it. Is anybody going to pay 1750 for a Mexican Strat and a body and a Mexican Telly neck and some pickups and a bridge? That's basically what I got. I don't know. I suppose I could maybe get 600 out of that. I don't know. 6 or 7. So I'd be down in the hole $1,000. And then I could maybe start over and do another one with what I've learned. So I guess the education and the experience is pretty invaluable. So don't be afraid to actually ask for help, or ask somebody that really knows, so you don't make goofy mistakes like I did there. But it is the way that guitar was, the original idea. It did. I'm sure it was not custom fit. It was just somebody broke the neck on a 65 Strat, slapped on a 68 Telly neck, and called it good. And it was amazing. It played great. It sounded phenomenal. And I really miss it. That's why I made this. So, yeah, there's personal reasons. You probably have a personal reason why you would make a guitar. Let me know if you have built guitars or assembled them, I guess is what we've done. Here, that's what's nice about the Fender, is you can just bolt things together and wire it up and hope for the best, I guess. All right. Yeah, I do like this guitar, but sometimes it is kind of a stubborn mule, but overall, the noiseless pickups are a plus. I do like the bridge. I think it looks correct to me. The Spurzels are kind of big and clunky. I'm thinking about getting something less bulky there. But I am glad I've got a bone nut, new frets, nice noiseless pickups, good bridge. I like the body. I like the weird telly on there. People always comment like, what is going on there? So, but it's not overly, what do you call it? I don't think it's overly, nothing on here is ridiculously, absurdly out of place. I am curious about what some Lindy Fralin Strat pickups would sound like. And I am tempted to maybe just build another one with a nitro, a nitro finish that will do some crazing, cracking, and maybe show some wear. I'm not sure what neck I would get. In fact, while I'm at it, maybe just have the Fender custom shop build one for me. That might be, get it done. So, once you're up to around $2,000, you're looking at, you're almost up there in the custom shop zone. I don't know what custom shops go for. They're probably $3,000. But, so this is kind of halfway there. If I would have just gone custom shop, I would have known this is exactly, maybe a little closer to what I wanted. But you'll have to figure that out for yourself. But let me know if you have built guitars and how they turned out. If you've got photos, I wonder if you can, I wish you could post those in the comments, but you can always email it to me, hooverguitar@yahoo.com. All right, good luck with your projects and keep practicing, because it's more important to play the thing than talk about it.